All right, well, anyone have room for dessert? Care to see a menu? Anyone? Too bad. I'm making dessert anyway. And there is no menu. You've been scammed. There wasn't even dinner. I don't even know why I asked if you had room for dessert. You haven't eaten anything. Today is about the sweeter things in life. Actually, no, it's about one sweeter thing in life called creme brulee. A food that, according to Wikipedia, is claimed as the place of origin by France, England, and Spain. So when I was looking up some history on the dish creme brulee, I was pleasantly greeted by Wikipedia telling me that it has no home. It just is claimed by a lot of people, which I think speaks to the dish, right? A lot of people, a lot of countries want to claim it. It must be good. I've never tried it. Wait, have I tried it? I either haven't tried it or I don't remember trying it. So that means it might not be good if I didn't remember it. Regardless, we're gonna recreate it today using a nice little humble group of ingredients. This, for all intents and purposes, is absolutely a hacked version of creme brulee. I know that there's a lot of finesse and technique and specific times and ingredients used when you're making traditional creme brulee, which of course has eggs and milk in it, neither of which are in this kitchen, so we're gonna have to do it completely backwards. And I'm sure a lot of the French, Spanish, and English chefs out there are gonna be judging me because I'm doing it a completely weird way, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? In order to do it to them. Speaking of doing it to them, let's begin. So this recipe is going to take about 2.5 hours. The 2 hours in that 2.5 hours is literally just letting it cool. So we're gonna throw something together. It might take 3 hours. We're gonna throw the initial mixture together and we're gonna get it in our little ramekins. The Los Angeles ramekins. Ramekins. I'm really sorry about that joke. But I do think that even though we're letting it rest in the fridge for about 2 hours, that is less time, and I could be wrong here, than it takes to make a traditional creme brulee. But regardless, all I know is that brulee means burnt, and y'all, today is the day where we are gonna bust out the brand new kitchen torch. I can't even tell you how excited I am. I would be lying if I said I'm making this recipe for many other reasons than wanting to use that kitchen torch right over there. I don't know. I've always wanted to use a kitchen torch and I finally got one. I was at a restaurant, I was eating dinner and they were torching my food and I was like, first of all, thank you for torching my food. Second of all, what brand torch is that? And she showed me the brand and I was like, I'm buying it. So after all is said and done and we've let the creme brulees get nice and cold, we're gonna heat them back up. Actually, we're not gonna heat them back up. We're basically just gonna torch some sugar on top of the dish to give it this browned, crispy, like hard shell almost. So that is gonna be easily the most exciting thing I've ever done in my kitchen. And I don't know, I just can't wait till we're there. But you're really gonna only need a small handful of ingredients. It's kind of surprising looking down at the amount of ingredients and what we're gonna use to make this, how little it takes. But this is it. And one thing to note that you are going to need is the full fat coconut milk. So you wanna check the nutritional facts on the back and make sure it doesn't have like 2 or 3 grams of fat. It has like 14 or 15 grams because that's how you know it's the full fat version. We need as much fat inside because that adds to the texture of the creme brulee, which I think should end up being like a custardy sort of yogurt texture. So I'm ready to get started. Let me pull out a saucepan and let us begin here. Pull out your saucepan, okay? Make sure it's clean. I know you made mac and cheese last week, okay? So maybe just rinse it off a little bit. Doesn't need to be perfect. No one's at the house. Just, you know, make it look. Anyway. This looks too big. We're gonna get our pan nice and heated, and I'm going to de-lid our coconut cream / milk. It really does look just like cream. Like it's basically the plant version of condensed milk. So you can see there, it's not really milk. Anyway, this is 13.5 ounces. I feel like that is a little light. We're gonna need 15 ounces. So we're gonna have to open 2. Them's the rules. I didn't make them. All right, I just added 2 ounces of what I think is 2 ounces into the new can. It's getting kind of warm, so we are going to put the coconut milk, or the condensed coconut cream / coconut milk. Okay. That was a mess, but we did it. So we're gonna break this up a little bit, and then we're gonna add our arrowroot flour, which goes right in here, just making a huge mess already, getting right into it. Beautiful. We're gonna add our sugar, and we're gonna add our little bowl of cashews, our raw cashews, and we are going to let this get to a nice little simmer. I think we just wanna get it kind of warm. This is only gonna cook for about, I think like a minute. We're really just kind of warming this up. Are you keeping track of time? I'm not keeping track of time. Could you let me know when a minute has passed? Also, I apologize that there's now literally coconut milk everywhere. It says bring to a simmer. That means I need to cook it a lot hotter. Simmer means almost like a boil, right? No, that's the opposite of a boil. Never mind. This is a wild recipe because we're pretty much, I don't know, it kind of feels like it should taste like creme brulee when we're done. But we're taking all these plant-based ingredients and we're just blending them in a high-powered blender, and we're even using like turmeric to help with the color of the dish. So it almost feels like we're just kind of like really deconstructing this thing to a very basic level. That's been definitely longer than a minute. It's just not simmering, but whatever. We're gonna move this out of the way and we're gonna pour it right into our high-powered blender. We're gonna get all the last bits of coconut milk out. All right, easy, that is done. Okay, now we have, you know, I actually think I do know why we wanted to warm that up. Sort of to soften the cashews, I think, and maybe break up the milk. We're gonna take our turmeric, which literally is just for color. Okay, that's just a little pinch. We're gonna use some nutritional yeast, which I will admit I've never used nutritional yeast on a recipe that wasn't savory. Then a little bit of vanilla extract. We're gonna pop the top on and really just blend this sucker until it's nice and smooth. Okay, that was a lot of blending, but we wanted to get it as creamy as we could possibly do. Okay, now we are going to pour the mixture, which looks a little, I don't know, this mixture looks a little light and watery, so I'm gonna add a little bit more coconut milk. I know that's, you know, I should be just following the recipe, but I can't help myself. All right, this looks pretty creamy. It's actually hot, which is kind of odd. And we are just gonna pour it into our ramekins. We have 3 small ramekins and 1 big daddy ramekin. And we're just gonna try to pour as evenly as we can. Yo, I don't know what it's supposed to taste like when you just blend that stuff together, but that tastes like a fine French, Spanish, English dessert. Anyway, this is the point where we are gonna put this in the fridge and just practice patience. By the way, a lot of you guys actually Venmo me patience. Thank you. I don't know how you found me. But we're gonna practice our patience here. We're gonna wait 2 hours while these cool in the fridge, and I'll see you guys after I'm done actually assaulting you with this red kitchen towel. So, assault. Magic. And we're back. It's been about 3 hours. I wanted to give the nice dessert, a little extra time. I know it says 2 hours, but it actually says 2 to 24 hours, okay? So we're still on the light end here of being patient, but I'm proud of us. 3 hours is good, okay? So we let our creme brulees sit in the fridge to cool for 3 hours, and let's give them a look real quick. Here's what they look like. It's actually, oh, this one's moving. I shouldn't hold them at an angle. Okay, they're actually pretty wild looking, okay? It kind of looks like a little more neon than just like a golden yellow, which I didn't expect, but like, I'm down. I love neon yellow. I don't know why it turned out neon. I don't know. I mean, honestly, if anyone's creme brulees would randomly come out neon colored, I feel like it's pretty on brand that they're mine. So I'm down with that. Now, it's time. This is the moment that I, and maybe some of you have been waiting for. The kitchen torch. She has arrived. All jokes aside, practice caution with these. I made sure to do research on how to use them and not get hurt with them. So hopefully everything works well. So here's what we're gonna do. We are going to take some sugar. This is like the coolest step of any recipe I've ever done. You're gonna take some sugar and grab a little spoon, and you're just gonna give the creme brulee a nice topping, like a layer of sugar. And this is what we're gonna be burning, okay? So you want the whole surface to be covered by a thin layer of granulated sugar. Make sure you hit all the spots so as not to burn the creme. I have no idea what's gonna happen. Like, will this even work with this recipe? I hope. I don't know, we'll see. I think we're done with the sugar coating, and now let's let it burn, baby. Are you ready? Are you ready? Prepare yourself. Oh my God. This is crazy looking. Yo, this is absolutely wild.
Oh my God. Wait.
I saved one so I could do it in front of you, so you could watch me torch it. Look what I made though, isn't that cool?
That looks like creme brulee.
It does, right?
Yeah, I don't think I'm not sure I've had a vegan creme brulee before. Have you?
I don't know. I don't even remember if I've had a regular one, but prepare yourself.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm scared, but I don't like it.
It's actually so cool watching it turn into like a solid shell. Isn't this neat?
Yeah, that's awesome. I hate that torch. Are you supposed to burn it?
Yeah, you're supposed to get it like nice and brown, not black. Like maybe the center's a little overdone there, but then you want to let it sit for like a couple minutes, and then it should like be like hard to the touch.
Oh!
Oh my God! Hold on.
You made creme brulee!
I made creme brulee.
Oh my God! Can I try?
Yeah.
Wait, what? That's not allowed.
Is it good?
That's not allowed. Mm-mm.
Oh,
No.
I just want to get me breaking it.
No. That's not allowed. Oh, you're gonna like that.
Oh my God.
That's not allowed.
Oh my God,
That's
it's
not allowed.
so good.
That's not allowed.
Holy shit. This turned out amazing.
What? Julian.
What the hell? Why is this so good? Yo, what are you doing making regular creme brulee? Just do it like this, it's 10 times easier.
Whoa.
You don't have to bake it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's not allowed.
That is so good.
I want to eat like 100 of those. I can't believe it has no calories.
Oh my God.
The like crunchy top.
The
It's
crunchy
like,
top is insane.
you know, creme brulee is more of like a pudding texture almost.
Yeah.
It's definitely like looser than that and a little more liquidy, but like it tastes so good. And the sugar on the top is exactly the same as
The sugar on the top turned out exactly as I remember. So
I bet if you let this like sit overnight.
Yeah, that's what the recipe said.
Yeah.
It said rest 2 to 24 hours in the fridge. And if you're resting 2 to 3 hours, like expect it to be more loose than it would be creamy and thick. Yeah, have one. Here, have this one. Because that one's done sooner.
Here, you want to do it?
Oh yeah, I want to break it. I want to break it like for you guys so you can see. Oh my God. It's just like, this is a special dessert, man. This is like the stuff you get at fancy restaurants.
Real fancy restaurants.
Also though, using the torch to make the sugar like crust on top was surprisingly easy, and I kind of want to do it to other food now.
You just creme brulee things that don't need to be creme brulee.
I just brulee them. I'm the brulee.
That is a wow for me. Like someone who doesn't eat dairy for whatever reason, if you miss creme brulee, that.
This is the move, y'all.
That is so good. I love the color of it.
It's like neon. The color could use work if you want to make it look like normal creme brulee.
I would like even more green. I want it to be like green creme brulee.
But if you let this sit
Oh God.
for like 5 hours in the fridge, I imagine it would come out like just the custardy texture you want.
That is dangerous.
Yeah.
It's like addicting. How bad is that for you? Because I feel like I could eat a whole gallon of it.
Well, the thing is I feel great and I only ate one, so I could probably eat at least 5 more before I start feeling less than great.
Wait, so how hard is it to make the inside?
It's super easy, dude. You throw a bunch of stuff in a pan and then put it in a blender. It's like 10 minutes tops. And then you throw them in the fridge and then they're literally done.
That's the kind of thing, like, if you had people over that you were super trying to impress,
Yes.
like, that is so impressive.
Vegan creme brulee at home. And it's like, you can tell them that it took you all day, but really it took you 10 minutes.
It's also such like a nice dessert too. Like, I think that's why a lot of people like creme brulee as it is, because it's like kind of light and kind of
Yeah, yeah.
you know, having like a piece of cake or something.
Damn.
It's something you could give your guests and you're like, here. This is incredible. This might be one of my favorite things you've ever made.
Really?
That is insane. That is so good.
You know we had brulee it to him.
Okay, I have to go.
What?
No bruleeing it to him. That is incredible, Julie. You could sell that in a restaurant.
I'm not gonna link the recipe because I'm keeping it a secret.
That's messed up.
I'm just kidding. Dude, whatever you normally like to eat, try this recipe. I will link it. It is incredible. Never in my life did I think you could replicate such a fancy dessert with such little effort and kind of just like cheap ingredients. I mean, this is like the biggest thing you're gonna get. I mean, this is like insanely easy. I'm like kind of blown away. The ingenuity here is off the charts and I can't recommend this enough, man. I'm just so excited. I'm gonna save these two, show some self-restraint here. Thank you, Mr. Torch, and congrats on making your debut on the channel. I knew the day would come and I'm excited that day was today. And I can't wait to bust you out to brulee some mo shit next time. I don't know. Sometimes you gotta do it to them. Sometimes you just gotta fucking burn your food with a torch. See how it goes. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you guys watching. And those of you who make the recipes, it's very cool to see your version of it. So thank you. And I hope you enjoyed watching. This is my dessert for the week. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to put a garnish on. Let's do that. Let's put a garnish on. Anyway, here is our creme brulee. Very proud of it. This process was a lot of fun. Super easy. I highly recommend you go try it. I don't know. This is just impressive. You just did it to him. You did it to him today. Who am I talking to? I don't know. I did it to him today. We did it to him today. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys next week for a recipe probably without a blowtorch. We'll take some time off, but we'll see you again soon. My guy. Okay, I'm gonna take this and eat all of it. Goodbye. Mm-hmm.